What is going on, everyone? Welcome to your NFL 2023 Week 10 game predictions here on the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. I'm your host and producer this fine evening, Logan Landers, and join me to break down a few games that we're looking forward to this upcoming weekend, as well as going into Monday. Jay McLovin, how you doing, my friend?
I am doing well, sir. Doing well.
Good. I am glad to hear that, Jay, and I'm also doing well. Jay, do you want to know why? You know why I'm doing well today?
How are you doing well?
Well, Jay, we have now confirmed that coming on our show next Monday, yes, a special episode, Monday the 13th at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be having a man by the name of Steve Wright on the program, Jay. If you don't know who Steve Wright is, he's a guy who's played in the NFL. Jay, he's played for your Cowboys. He's played for my Raiders. He's played for the Colts. And this is a guy also who was undrafted and had a really solid career in the NFL. But, Jay, he's done more than that. He's also been on Survivor Season 22, so you might know him from reality shows. And he's also the author of a brand new book that just came out, I believe, this past week called Aggressively Human. So he's got a fascinating story, man. I can't wait to have him on the program. Once again, this upcoming Monday the 13th, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. He's going to be talking to us about his book, Aggressively Human. And Jay, I just checked his Facebook post. He said it is a #1 new release on Amazon. So go check that out. You can get it in a Kindle option, an audiobook, or a hardcover, whichever you prefer. Once again, just go to Amazon and look up Aggressively Human. And then the subtitle is Discovering Humanity in Reality TV and Life. Once again, we are pumped to have Steve Wright come on the show this upcoming Monday. It's going to be a fun time, Jay. I'm looking forward to pick his brain about so many topics because he's got a lot more than just that small headline I gave you. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it, too. Hopefully, if we're lucky, maybe we'll be able to get a little autographed copy of it. That'd be nice.
Hey, we will see. We will see. Also, Jay, I said I was going to do it this week, but I feel it is appropriate that we wait and we roll out the red carpet for our guest on Monday. We're going to debut our new intro, and we're also going to show the fans what our unscripted 2022-2023 Fantasy Football Championship title belt looks like. We're just in the design phase. We've not ordered it quite yet. That's going to be coming later on next week when we actually place the order. But we will have the finalized design, at least how it was going to look and how it is going to shape up, the logos, colors, whatnot. We're going to have that ready for you, as well as our brand new intro featuring some updated graphics, upgraded music. It's going to be a fun time, man. We got a lot of really exciting things coming down the pipeline here at the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. And also, of course, since this is our NFL previews, Jay, we are also live with our friends doing some great work at Northeast Streaming Sports on their Roku channel. Go check them out, guys. They do some tremendous shows each and every single day. A lot of really good stuff. Once again, go follow them on all their social platforms as well. Well, Jay McLovin, we have a slew of really good games this weekend. We're kicking things off with Frankie's New England Patriots going up against the Indianapolis Colts. And yes, while Dustin Reese, our stat guy, is not here on the show, don't worry, he has sent his in. So once me and Jay give our thoughts, I will give Dustin's final score, and we'll see how we do this weekend. So, Jay, you're up first. Patriots, Colts, who are you taking to win this one?
Yeah, absolutely. This game is being played in Germany, so that should be quite interesting to see. We got Gardner Minshew versus Mac Jones. What? Normally, I would say if it was Richards at the quarterback helm, I'd probably give this to the Colts. But you know what? Gardner has not exactly blown the doors off the cover of that ball. Let's just put it that way. He's on my fantasy team, and I think he got like 7 or 8 points last week. I mean, it was just – I know actually got 14 points last week, but it wasn't a whole lot. I mean, he had a couple of issues there. So I got issues with Gardner Minshew, honestly, in this one. So and I know that Patriots defense is still pretty good over there. So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, Gardner has a turnover issue. He's got 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And not that Mac Jones has done any better. With 10 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So I almost want to say this game is a battle of who can turn the ball over the most or who could turn over the ball the least as to who wins it. Ramondre Stevenson is still on. He's another one of my fantasy league guys. He's doing pretty well. And it was Moss over there with the Colts, but now that Jonathan Taylor is back, he has squeaked up to 254 yards on 62 tries and a touchdown. So it's going to be interesting to see what Jonathan Taylor does as well. But I'm going to take the Colts. I'm still going to stick with the Colts. I'm not going to go away from them because I feel like this is still their year in terms of that division. If you know, that division is pretty weak. The only other team I think that's better than them would be the Jaguars. They're probably at number 1. No, in Houston. Dang, no, that's true.
No,
it used to be Houston wasn't all that good, but now Houston's creeping in there. So I guess they're probably about third in the division. But I'm going to go Colts 21-13.
So, Jay, just a quick side note. You said Houston. Do you think that this is a good year for them so far with the way C.J. Stroud's playing?
Oh, absolutely. Well, and we all know what he did last week, the 5 touchdowns. Now, a lot of people will come out and say, and I don't blame them because I'm still kind of, mixed on it a little bit because I got to see more consistency out of it. In other words, and I'm not saying by any means he's not consistent. If anything, he's actually trending upward and not downward. So, but I need to see a few more games that are at that caliber level. Not have to be 5 touchdowns. But if it could be 3 touchdowns, and if there's just no interceptions, that would be good too. So we got 2 touchdowns and no picks.
Yeah, that's
we
not
need to
bad
see
at all.
more games out of it. But Houston is definitely, if you're not watching Houston, they are definitely up and coming.
No, for real. And looking at these 2 teams, I mean, I didn't see this kind of start for either of these programs, Jay. I didn't think that New England would be this bad.
Right.
And I thought the Colts would be a stronger contender in the AFC South, but I mean, like I said, they're still they can still get it turned around. I feel they're coming into this matchup 4-5, while New England, I mean, they're cooked at this point. What more can you say, right? Can we have Frankie just go ahead and start heading over there and getting things back on track? That's all we can really do.
And one thing I want to say is I really thought, Logan, I really honestly thought that once they got rid of that double defensive coordinator thing that they were doing last year and got an actual offensive coordinator, and I really thought, being the fact that Bill O'Brien and Mac Jones already had a work relationship at Alabama, that they would be able to do something better than what they're doing now, because almost like better than what they're doing right now is about as bad as what they were doing.
No, I got you on that, man. I feel you. And for me, it's more so of, can Mac Jones do something? Can he, play better? Can Ramondre Stevenson, who I had on my fantasy roster last year, Jay, who did a really good job, he hasn't clicked this year. You might be thinking, is it a one-season wonder? I don't know. And then for the Colts, they've also had their struggles as well. I mean, this is really just, kind of a toss-up game. But like I said, this is the Germany game, 9:30 a.m. Eastern start. So you get to wake up a little early and watch with some football. So that'll be nice. For me, Jay, I'm just going to have to go with the Colts in this one. I just think they got a better lineup. And I don't know, man. The Patriot way ain't doing a whole lot right now. They're not doing a whole lot of winning. They're doing a whole lot of losing. And I know Frankie is highly upset about that. And that's why he's in full-blown basketball mode, which is odd for him at this time of the year.
We're not going to talk about basketball for Frankie because the Rockets blew him out last night. Logan, they blew them out the door.
And the thing is that Frankie had to work, so he was saying, like, all right, Jay, I got to work. Just give me updates. I don't think.
Oh, no. He didn't want me to give him updates. Because I said, hey, Frankie, I'll give you updates. He said, no, leave me alone. Don't give me updates because then I guess he was riding some kind of machine. He didn't want to get in trouble.
He was doing some hard work. But, less said about that, the better. But for me, like I said, I'm going to go with Indianapolis, getting the win in this one. Give me Indy 24 and give me New England 14. Our stat guy, Dustin Reese, he is going to go with the Colts winning this one, 23-18. So, Jay, look at all of us going. You picked Indy as too, right?
I did. We all picked the Colts.
All picked Indy. Clean sweep. Let's see if the Colts can get it rolling this weekend. And Germany going traveling abroad for that game. All right. we got the Chargers and we got the Lions. Normally, Jay, when you think of these two teams, you think of the Chargers as kind of the powerhouse, the better team. That ain't the case this time. It's a nice welcome surprise. The Lions have been doing great this year. They're looking, like I said, it's not locked in, but they're looking on track to get to the playoffs, which is the first time in forever. The Chargers, Jay, I equate them to the San Diego Padres in baseball. And it's also just kind of funny that they used to be in San Diego, but that's just saying. Because you see they got this talent, Jay. You see that the Chargers have all of this talent on offense, on defense, you name it. But for whatever reason, they just cannot get over the hump. They cannot just consistently win. There's always something that seems to be kind of holding them back in recent years and not fulfilling their full potential. And I say that because the Padres, they've been kind of picked to at least go to the World Series, if not win it a few times now, past few seasons. But they've not lived up to that hype, and I don't believe the Chargers, Jay, have lived up to that hype. Give me your thoughts on this upcoming game between the Chargers and the Lions. Who's winning?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been tossing this one backwards and forwards many a time because I had both of those defenses in my fantasy league. And when I realized, I was like, you know what? I think the safer bet is to just drop the Chargers defense and go pick up Seattle versus Washington. But seriously, I believe this. The Detroit Lions are number one going to win this game. Absolutely win it. I thought the Chargers didn't look particularly good on offense so much as they did on defense. That defense last go around was amazing, just amazing. I think they scored. They scored a special teams. They got a return touchdown, and then and then they had like 3 or 4 sacks. I mean, it was a good game. It really was for the Chargers. But I don't think they're going to have that same luck against this Detroit Lions. I just don't see that. So I'm going to roll with Detroit Lions. I think Goff is doing pretty well. He's got 12-5. Herbert's not doing too bad, 13-4 on the year so far. So I think it comes down to Kelly and Gibbs. But the thing about that is even they are about the same. Literally their stats are almost the same. So really it kind of comes down. Even St. Brown versus Keenan Allen. By the way, that catch that Keenan Allen got was ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if you know the one I'm talking about, where he catches it way out in midair and then scoops it down and almost does like some kind of rollover flip or something. It was insane.
I'm about to say definitely one of the best catches so far this season.
Yeah, it was just incredible to watch him. So you got Sam Laporte over there on the tight end side of it. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Lions. I think the biggest thing is gonna be defense. Whoever plays the best defense is gonna win it. I don't think it's gonna fall so much on the offense of either team. It's gonna fall into the defense as to who can win this. So for that reason, Chargers lost to Dallas and KC.
Yeah, that's tough teams.
And it seems like the Chargers have only beat teams that are under 500. Like if you're above 500, the Chargers really struggle to try to get a win. Mm-hmm. So because of that, and because they are 6-2 over there in Detroit, I'm going to go Detroit. I think it will be a little bit somewhat close because, like I said, of the defense. But I'm going to go 28-21 in favor of the Detroit Lions. What's up, Rob?
I was about to say, you mentioned it. Our boy Rob Scott, Rob 2 cents, chiming in. He said, "What's up, my boys?" He said, "Detroit has some playmakers." And, Jay, this is a topic for, I think, another day. He said, Herbert might not be that guy.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
We're going to pencil that one in, Rob. I'm going to actually put it in our Google Doc right now where we put all of our topics.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that one. That's a good one, Rob. I felt like Logan should have gave you the little hot take thing before he announced it, but still, it doesn't matter. It was a hot take. That was simple.
That was a hot one there. But let's get back into this, Jay. Who would have thought that Jared Goff would be kind of outperforming Justin Herbert?
Yeah, who would have thought
the numbers are pretty much identical. There's a few discrepancies, but for the most part, they're pretty much yin and yang. They're pretty much right there with each other. And like I said, that's no disrespect to Jared Goff. He's been a good quarterback, but everyone kind of wrote him off once he got traded to the Lions from Los Angeles.
I did. I was one of them.
Yeah. And Herbert has been touted, since he was drafted by Los Angeles as kind of the savior, the next quarterback to help get them over the top, to help push them into the playoffs, and just be really consistently good. And it's not like we're not saying he's had an awful season or nothing. He's done pretty well, but the team success is what's hurting. So that's tough. Look at these teams, man. Detroit 6-2. And like I said, they were off last week, so they're well refreshed. As for the Chargers, they've won three of their last 5, 2 in a row. They beat the Bears and then they beat the Jets, which, look, those are games you're supposed to win. You have to win that. So,
yeah.
But hey, they did their job though, Jay. That's what you're supposed to do, and that's what they did. I might have to go with the slight upset in this one. I might have to go with the Chargers winning this one. I got to be.
Oh, you're gonna go against the grain, Logan?
I am gonna go against the grain just a little bit, but I think it'll be a good game. I think that maybe since we're talking down a little bit on Justin Herbert, he'll maybe prove us wrong. Maybe he's watching. Hi, Justin.
That's all right. I am definitely marking this one down for you, Logan.
Understandable. I'm
I
ain't going crazy, Jay. I ain't going crazy in this one. I'll go with the Chargers getting a 3-point victory. Give me the Chargers 27. Give me the Lions 24. And Jay, our resident stat guy, Justin Reese, is going to go with the Detroit Lions 34-28. He has that one being a 7-point game. So we all have it being pretty close. But like I said, I'm going against the grain. I'll go with the Chargers taking the win in this one. All right. Up next, we have a rivalry, Jay.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we have a really big rivalry here. A team who was kicked out or was removed from the league and then brought back. We all know the whole thing there with Baltimore and Cleveland, the whole ownership history and all that good stuff in the city and everything. Browns, Ravens, Jay McLovin. Who's winning this ball game Sunday?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Cleveland was lucky to be able to keep the Browns' name and color scheme for their jerseys. As we said previously, when Tennessee was rocking the Houston Oilers jerseys and colors, Bud Adams didn't seem to, want to let Houston keep the name and colors, so he took it with him, which I thought was a total jerk move. But whatever. No, the Browns and Ravens. I honestly thought the Browns were going to go further down. There was a time when they didn't look too good, especially when Nick Chubb went down there in Pittsburgh. I really thought that was going to be, one of the nails in their coffin. They really relied heavily on that run, but Ford is just playing extremely well. So. Because Ford is actually playing well, it makes the Browns and Deshaun Watson is actually not doing too bad now. If you look at his last game, he did pretty well. So but you can't go against Lamar Jackson either because we know how him and Mark Andrews, his leading receiver / tight end, is doing. Zay Flowers and Edwards over there are not doing too bad. And that defense is looking pretty good as well. So correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong on this. Did Clowney join the Ravens?
Oh, I will do a quick check of that.
Check on that because I know Clowney signed with another team, but I couldn't remember if it was the Ravens or if it's a different team. But I think that
he's with the Ravens.
Yeah, okay. So Clowney is with the Ravens, and then was it Roquan Smith is also with the Ravens, correct?
Yes, he is.
So that defense is looking pretty damn nice. Now, I'm not saying that Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith are just chopped liver because we know they're not. But can they corral Lamar Jackson? Because you know how Lamar Jackson, he's elusive, he's quick, he's actually making really good throws. So can that secondary protect it? We'll find out. I'm not gonna go with the Browns. I still think the Ravens rock this, but I do think it's gonna be close. And I'm gonna go 23-20. In favor of the Ravens. Yeah. 23-20.
Yeah, to me, Jay, it depends on if Ford can continue his recent string of success, and also can Deshaun Watson put together another good performance. I mean, He did last week against the Cardinals, but hell, we probably could. It was bad. As I mean, yeah, that's a rough.
Oh no, absolutely. No, you're definitely right about that.
That's a rough team. Like you said, look, whenever Nick Chubb went down, I thought that I didn't think they'd be doing nearly as good. I didn't think they'd be holding their head above water like this, above 500. Especially because Watson was, I believe, hurt at that time, so he was out, and they had a few guys back there in the backfield. But now that he's back, we'll see if he can continue to improve, just get more game reps under him. And my God, with as much money as they paid him, he better. And then you look at the Ravens. So you mentioned with Lamar Jackson, who's been putting up very good numbers this year. Like I say, he's got 9 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, closing in on 2,000 yards, and we know what he can do with his legs. So he's a great guy out there. Of course, his favorite target, Mark Andrews, doing some work as well. I think for me, Jay, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens in this one. I think their defense is still really solid. So give me Baltimore getting the win in this one. I'll go the Ravens 27, and I'll go Cleveland 17. Stat guy Dustin Reese, he put that he's going to go with the Ravens, so another sweep there. 24-14, the final score in that one. All right, Jay.
Yeah, I figured he would go with the Ravens. I would have been surprised if he would have gone Browns.
Yeah. All right, 49ers, Jaguars, in a very interesting matchup. Who's taking the win in this one, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely. And I like this one, too, because the Jaguars, man, Logan, I don't know if you've been paying attention to, I'm pretty sure you have, though, but these Jaguars are quietly showing that they're one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Mm-hmm. Literally. The 49ers are actually they've been on this, 3-game losing streak so far. So San Francisco is showing some cracks over there. Now, I understand Chase Young. I think this is the game where, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the game where Chase Young makes his debut for the 49ers. So when you got Bosa and then you got Chase Young and company over there on the back side of the field, taking care of the defense, and then you got on the front side, the offensive side, you got Purdy, and then you still got Debo. Although Debo has been hammered with that hamstring issue here, to the point where even the stat guy was like, well, yeah, Debo's got issues right now, so that may be a factor. But, again, next man up, right? You got Ayuk and Kittle, and you still got McCaffrey, which is one of the best runners in the game. So I'm not knocking this San Francisco team, and I'm not going to look past them either. But this Jaguars team, holy crap! With Etienne is just playing phenomenal right now. To where he has 7 touchdowns on 583 rushing yards, and to put that in perspective, McCaffrey has 652 and 9 touchdowns, and we all know how good Christian McCaffrey is. But again, I can't look past the fact that the 49ers have lost 3 straight to Cleveland, Minnesota, and Cincinnati. Although Minnesota is playing better, especially under Dobbs now, that's still 3 straight wins. And the Jaguars have beaten Atlanta, Buffalo, Indy, New Orleans, Pittsburgh. I mean, they've been doing really, really well. So I'm going to roll with the Jaguars in this over the 49ers. And I'm going to go I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be 35-27 in favor of the Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars have really kind of put together a really good string of success. They've won 5 straight ball games. Obviously they're sitting nice right now at a 6-2 record. 49ers, they started off the year on fire. They've cooled off a little bit, 5-3, still a solid record nonetheless. I like the quarterback battle with Lawrence and Purdy. I know Purdy struggled a little bit here lately. Lawrence has still looked solid, but I think the big factor, Jay, you mentioned it, you touched on it, it's the running game. It's McCaffrey. It's Etienne. Yeah. It's who's going to have a breakaway run, who's going to help their team the most, and I think that's going to be a big factor in this one. I don't know, man. This is tough. This is a good game, though. This is one you could really go with either side. I'm going to go with the 49ers, though, breaking their losing streak, and I'll go with San Francisco getting a close win, San Fran 34, and give me the Jaguars 31. Dustin Reese chimed in. He told us that the 49ers will win this one, Jay. Lower scoring affair. He's got 23-20 in overtime. That's what I like to see.
That's interesting. But let me ask you this, Logan.
Yeah, real quick.
If the Jaguars beat San Francisco, do we now start looking at them as possibly Super Bowl contenders?
I don't know, Jay. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, just a few minutes left here in the show. We got our Monday night game. We got maybe a good one, potentially. You never know. Broncos, Bills. Jay, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, super quick. Bills are 5-4, Broncos 3-5, but Broncos have, as of late, looked like they've been doing okay. They won their last two games, Logan, and one of them was over Green Bay. The other one was over Kansas City. Now, the Kansas City game is really what I'm more kind of focus on. Wilson is not doing too bad. He's got 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, but he's only got 4 interceptions, so he's doing really good. Matter of fact, his stat line looks better than Josh Allen at 2,400 yards, 18 touchdowns, but 9 interceptions. So I think I know we've been giving Wilson a lot of shade, but I think it's time we start looking at Josh Allen and saying, should he not be getting some of that shade? So because of that, I'm gonna rock with the Broncos on this one.
Ooh,
I'm gonna rock with them, and I'm gonna say that it's gonna be a close. I'm gonna say 17-14 favor of the Broncos. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna be a little testy in this one.
I like it. So for me, this is the reason I say this is a little bit more interesting, Jay, is because as we know, the Broncos got the big upset win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Had they not done that, and also they beat the Packers, who, Packers are okay. Had they not beaten the Chiefs last week, I probably wouldn't have given this game the light of day and thought nearly as much of it. But Broncos, like I said, they've won 2 in a row. They're still 3-5. They're not doing great. And, of course, we know they gave up 70 points during the year. But here lately, they've looked better. And the thing about this too, Jay, is, look, a lot of us on the panel, we have said that Buffalo has the talent to go very, very far, potential Super Bowl. So far, Jay, they're not living up to it.
Yeah.
What's
that? Sean Payton. Do you think if Sean Payton doesn't start getting some of these big key wins, he got one over Kansas City, that's great. But if Sean Payton doesn't start getting some big time wins, which is what they brought him and Russell Wilson in for, do you think that's going to affect them?
I don't know about this year, just because it's the first year. Usually they give some guys some leeway, unless the locker room's toxic, which we don't know of. But who knows? But when I look at this game, Jay, it's honestly, it is the quarterback play. Russell's been doing solid, 16-4. It looked good, over 1,600 for yards. Josh Allen over 2,400 yards, 18 touchdowns, but 9 interceptions. And Jay, that is what plagued him early in his career. And what happened whenever he stopped turning the ball over? That's when the narrative shifted away from he's just okay. He's not bad, but he's okay, into he's a superstar quarterback. He's going to be on Madden's cover. He's a elite quarterback. Is that going to get rescinded?
I wouldn't surprise if it did.
So we'll see. Like you said, the season's we still got some time, but I would say the Bills have been one of the biggest letdowns this season. In terms of, I thought they'd be a lot stronger. Obviously, the Dolphins have really had a nice come up and have been pushing them in the AFC East, which you like to see. Because competition, Jay, it shows you who's for real and who's not. And we're going to see who is for real between those two teams later on in the year. But Monday night, close ball game in this one. I'm going to go with the Bills getting this one. Close game for me. Final score, Bills 28 and the Broncos, I'll go 17. Now, Dustin Reese has told us the Bills are going to run away with this one, Jay. He's got it Bills 37 and the Broncos 14. He's got that one being more of a blowout. But me and you, we see it opposite ways. You have the Broncos getting the upset win. I'll hold you to that one. And I've got it being close. So it is going to be fun, man. Well, guys, if you have enjoyed this episode of our NFL Week 10 game predictions, once again, give us a like, a comment, a share, and also subscribe so you don't miss a single episode on our channel. Once again, that's going to be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, and all other social media platforms. Best way to find that, though, is our link tree, which is in the description for all of our episodes. Shout out to our boy Robert Scott, Rob 2 Cents, chiming in and letting his opinion be known. Also, if you guys want to chime in, you're more than welcome to on our comment section. And once again, Jay, Monday the 13th, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, live interview with Steve Wright. We'll be promoting it on our social media platforms. As always, my friend, thank you for coming on, talking some NFL football with me. I've been your host and producer, Logan Landers. Once again, if you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, thank you to Northeast